Hey everyone, it is Hannah, your sparkling spectrumite, and welcome to another WIP and Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat means I'm just chatting with you, just seeing how you guys are doing, letting you know how my week went. Just kind of catching up. And I always kind of like to treat these almost as a podcast. I typically just listen to WIP and Chats because, as you can see on my canvas, you're not seeing a whole lot today because I just started this one, so there's not a whole lot done. I'm working on my second row here, but that's kind of how I usually listen to WIP and Chats. I'll even listen to them when I'm not diamond painting. I do it when I'm like driving or doing chores around the house or something like that. So let's see. Sunny's gonna say hi to. Oh wait, that's sticky. Hold on, dude. Let's get you off here. Okay. There was Sunny. So I am working on Queen of Wands by Enys Guerrero. And this was one, this is a kit that I just kind of suddenly kitted up. I really had wanted to participate in the Hispanic Artist DP23, which is celebrating Hispanic artists that Sophie from the Diamond Help Desk, Veronica from Sapphires and Ocean Waves, and Jada Gem Shop are hosting. I thought that was so cool that they were hosting this event. And at first I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't think I had a kit for the event. And then I was like, oh wait, they had mentioned Enys Guerrero, and I'm like, oh, I have 3 of her kits. So I was like, oh, I do have something. And so I decided Queen of Wands was just one that I always thought was really pretty. It's a little different because I loved it. I gotta admit, it kind of gives me fall vibes with all the colors and everything. So I was like, you know what? I think this will work. And then the other part of me too is, honestly, guys, I was desperately missing rounds. This is a round drill kit. It's about 41 colors too. And I realized I've been doing squares since probably the beginning of May. So May, June, July, and August, and some of September, I had been doing squares. And I love squares. That's typically my go-to. Like if I get a custom order or something like that, I will always usually choose squares over rounds. But I was just needing some rounds, and this was, I think, a perfect opportunity. And then not only that, like this kit is, and part of it is because I've had time to diamond paint lately. Like this week has gone so much better for diamond painting, but I've actually had time, and this kit, honestly, to me, like I've been working on this for less than a week. And I'm already almost done with my second row, which for me, that's like, for some of you, they're like, what? I do that in a day. But for me, I'm like, woo, I'm going pretty fast. And I think it's because, again, it's round. And then second of all, despite everything, like it looks like it would be really confetti heavy, but it's not. It's just lines of color blocking. So it's really been a really fun kit to work on, and has actually, I think, working up pretty quickly. So I'm just really enjoying it. I think I just needed a break from squares, and obviously I love to support as many events as I can, and I thought this one was just so cool. And I hadn't done an Enys Guerrero kit yet. I had 3 in my collection, but hadn't gotten them out, and I'm like, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to get this one out. So I did. So I literally did go and buy new storage because I was out, but it was worth it. So the storage I'm actually using, speaking of that, is I am using the Elizabeth Ward knockoffs. That's what I call them. So this is the Hildy and Joe set. And these are containers you can get at Joann's fabric store. It's a big, box chain store, or big box chain store, there we go, in the US. And I found these, and now, the thing is, it's weird, because Joann's, if you look for these on their website, you're not gonna find them. Like, you have to go in person. And the thing that kind of made me nervous is when I went to go get this was on clearance. So it was great for the price, because I only paid $15 for it, which was awesome. But at the same time, I'm like, oh wait, if they're on clearance, like, does that mean they're gonna have them again? So I really hope they do, but it did make me a little nervous. So yeah, that's what I'm using for storage. Pen that I'm using, I just felt like changing it up. Like, you guys will see, I am not matching my accessories at all right now. Like, none of these accessories go. Although, you know what? I do have a Frida Kahlo cover minder that I could use. And you know what? Maybe I'll get her out. But pen that I'm using, I am just using one of my Miss Danny Creation pens. She makes polymer clay pens, which are fantastic. They're nice and light. They're very comfortable to hold. So I'm just using my pretty pink pen here. Let's see, cover minder, just to get in this fall spirit. I do have my fun Pumpkin King cover minder. And, you know, it's from Nightmare Before Christmas, which is both a Christmas and a Halloween movie. And, you know, what to get into the fall vibes with that. This I found from Southern Crafty Hefters. This is one of those resin flatbacks that I ordered individually. And all I do is I really love the small rare earth magnets. I get those at Harbor Freight. And I just attach my magnets if I don't drop it. Oh no, where'd it go? There it is. And yeah, and it makes a great cover minder. So let's see, pen, cover minder, storage. Oh, and then of course, I had to use this, guys. I'm so excited. Like, this is one of my trays from Bijou Bliss. I love, 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 love Christina's trays. They are fantastic. She's got an Etsy shop called Bijou Bliss. Probably most of you have heard about them by now. I actually did a video on her trays a couple months ago when she first came out, and I just love them. So this was a really fun tray that she made actually for Drills and Chills, which I thought was really cool of her to do. But and granted, this kit really isn't for Drills and Chills, but I'm like, I mean, come on guys, it has a cat and a moon. Like, I had to get it. So I got this tray and I just love it. It's kind of like almost like a color shifting one, but it's beautiful. I just love this tray. I'm like, I'm gonna get a cat tray. If there's a cat tray, I'm gonna get it. So that's what I'm gonna use today. Wax and putty, what I'm gonna be using actually is the Peaches and Cream wax and putty. For those of you who maybe saw a video I posted last week of this new, it's almost kind of like a diamond painting care package. And you get wax melts and putties and a pen and a cover minder and all these things in this cute little box from Pure Bliss Wax Company. I have been using this putty and wax because I did want to be able to try it so I can give you guys a true review of what I think of it. So I've been using this for the past week since I unboxed that box last week in that video. And I love it. Like, this has been working great. The wax is super sticky. It's been great. And the putty works great too. So I've been really happy with it. So I'm just going to get into it. Going to kind of finish up this little square here. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, this tray, it just makes me so happy. And also what I love about Bijou Bliss trays is the drills just line up so nice. Plus, I will be honest, guys, this is kind of challenging me in a sense that I really kind of wanted to practice multi-placing rounds. Multi-placing rounds is just not one of my strong points. So I was like, you know what? This kit will really give me an opportunity to kind of practice on that. So really, when this kit is finished, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few mistakes in it regarding, like, you know, placing the drills down exactly. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? That's okay, because it really does give me an opportunity to practice my multi-placing with rounds. And I really want to get better at that. I'm really fairly, I can use a 7-placer with both rounds and squares. That's kind of where I'm at right now. However, when I use a 7-placer with squares, it always looks much better than 7-placing with rounds. For some reason, my rounds are just not quite there yet. So I figured, you know what, this will give me an opportunity to do that. So let's see. So like right even now, I'm gonna do the 4 placer. There we go. I'm gonna crack up if like I actually get all the multi-placing right today in this video, because that never happens. They've usually been all over the place. But yeah, I'm loving this kit. And you guys can kind of see just how this kit is sparkly. Like, it's really sparkly. And I just thought the colors were so pretty. It gives me like, you know, kind of a Queen of Hearts vibe with the black and all the red. And yeah, I was just so excited. And obviously, like I said before, I love supporting my friends. I love supporting as many events as I can. You know, I was doing the Cheryl Baker event. I was doing Claws and Paws. And now I'm like, well, I really want to, you know, support this event too. So that's the thing. And that's one of the things, guys, that I hope no one thinks that, oh, wait, they're supporting this event and now they're supporting this event. Like, usually for an event, I don't participate in the entirety of the event, especially if it's usually more than a month. Because if it's more than a month, then typically I'm going to try and, you know, support other people's events too. So like, yeah, it just, I'm just like, usually a month tops is about how long I support an event before I try to move on to another event to help support people. And it's not because I don't love that event, because again, I have complete respect for Cindy Schwinn and her Cheryl Baker event. It has been amazing. And I mean, I'm already excited. She's going to be doing another event in January, and I'm already like, yeah, sign me up. I'm doing it. So, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't think I could possibly do one kit for every single event. So I got to kind of switch it up. Because unfortunately, Queen of Wands does not really, it's not Cheryl Baker, and it's obviously not Claws and Paws, and really, it's not really Jewels and Chills either. So I'm just like, well, right now we're going to support this event, and then after this event, which runs until October 15th, I believe, then I'll try and support the next event. And when I say supporting events, guys, typically I don't try and like win prizes. I just want to bring awareness to the event and, you know, support whoever I can. Although I will say, I'll be honest, I did want to win some prizes from the Cheryl Baker event, and I did, because Cindy just had incredible sponsors, and I was like, I want to win some of that. So I'll be honest. But yeah, I'm so excited for this event, and you know, and I think that's so cool, like how Sophie and Veronica and Jade are, you know, again, bringing awareness to Hispanic artists and really trying to focus on that. And yeah, and I love Enys Guerrero. She definitely has a darker vibe than I typically do, but I appreciate it just the same. And, you know, that's one of the things I've said before, you know, what I love about diamond painting is it really has exposed me to so many different artists. And there are artists that I never would have heard of really without diamond painting. So, you know, kudos to diamond painting. So for those of you who might just be getting into the hobby, try as many artists as you can, honestly, because it's really fun. And you never know, you may find your next kind of favorite artist in the bunch, because there's so many good ones, and their work translates so beautifully to diamond painting. And yeah, I just love it. I love learning about, and Enys Guerrero is definitely one of them. Honestly, before diamond painting, I hadn't heard of her. And now that, you know, I've been in diamond painting for, gosh, it'll almost be a year and a half coming up next month. Now that I know who she is, I look at her work and I'm just like absolutely entranced by it. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it that's so almost like tragically beautiful that I'm just like, I love that kind of art. I feel like her art really tells a story. There's always a meaning behind her art. Like Queen of Wands, I could probably think of several different stories that could revolve around the content of this kit. That's just kind of where my mind goes when I see different artists and kind of their reasoning behind what they do and their art. So that's just kind of how my mind thinks. But but yeah, this kid's been working up. I mean, for me, I mean, for a lot of you, you'd probably get it done even faster, but for me, I'm actually really happy the fact that I've been working on this for less than a week and I'm already almost done with my second row. I'm pretty thrilled, guys. Like, this kit is just, it's just working up really nicely. I really like it. And sometimes I think people just need that. Like, so don't ever, and I know, I constantly joke about how many WIPs I have, because this is my 12th WIP, guys. It's insane, how many WIPs I have. But you know what? I think it's great. And it's fun because really there are times where, and it's funny because I've heard other creators kind of talk about this recently. Like, it's so easy to get burned out. And that's the last thing I want to do. And frankly, it's crazy, but in a sense, that's kind of why I have so many WIPs, is because I can constantly kind of change it up. And I really go by, yes, I go by kits to support other people and to support events, but it's kind of what I'm feeling too, and what kind of mood I'm in. And I really do base the piece of what I'm working on based on kind of my mood and my feelings. And so that's kind of why I have so many, because, I may need something to just kind of, reflect what I'm feeling and what I'm going through right now. And that's another reason why I kind of switch between WIPs so often. Is it's crazy to think, but so for someone like me who's autistic, and I can't speak for every autistic person, nor will I ever do that, but for me, it does take a while to kind of process what I'm feeling. I don't always recognize my feelings when I'm having them in the moment. It's not until later, till I'm like, oh, okay, that's how I was feeling. That's what I, was trying to communicate. And so when that happens, it's crazy, but getting out a diamond painting or one of my WIPs or one of my, one of the things I'm working on, as I'm working on it, believe it or not, it really does help me process, oh, okay, that's what I was feeling. Because I can connect to the art and what I'm thinking the art is kind of saying to me, so to speak, because I do. Art speaks to us. I have no doubt about that. Then I can kind of be like, oh, okay, that's what I was feeling. So hopefully that doesn't sound too out of the normal. I don't think it does in my mind, but yeah, but kind of let me know in the comments, like, what makes you choose a certain piece, or what, if for some of you who do have multiple WIPs like I do, like, what makes you go in between each WIP? I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about that, because for me, it really does reflect on what I'm feeling or what I'm trying to communicate, that just may take me a while to process. So anyways, that's my short little story on multiple WIPs. And I will continue to joke about it all the time, because it is. I mean, it is funny. But in reality, that really is the true reason why I have so many WIPs, is because I have to have a piece of art to focus on to help me realize what I'm feeling, so to speak. So, all right. Well, moving on, getting into the week. So I kind of always say this, but this week was definitely true, is that it was uneventful. And I've said this before, I am perfectly fine with that. Give me an uneventful week and I'm happy. Like, I'm just like, that's fantastic. Having nothing to worry about. No, just, it was lovely. So this week was really good. And one of the things that honestly made it start off so great, and for those of you who have kids, or, who had kids or have grandkids or whatever, I think you'll understand this, so at the beginning of this week, this past Monday, my daughter had a dentist appointment. So, and to be honest, I don't know a whole lot of kids who love going to the dentist. But what makes it a little different is my daughter, she's autistic as well. She's diagnosed when she was 3. She's now 9. Dentists are, it's funny, she does really well at the dentist, but again, it's because it's a lot of front loading, a lot of preparing her for what to expect. And when you do that though, it goes well. It just takes a little more, energy and prep and thought to help her with that. So for about 8 years, she had been seeing a pediatric dentist. They were absolutely fantastic. They were always really nice. They knew that she was autistic. They always, were very accommodating to her and were fantastic. Well, back in February, and I don't know if I told this story or not. I think I had mentioned it on Instagram that I was just exhausted. And basically what happened, so back in February at her last cleaning, unfortunately, there was a dental hygienist that was cleaning her teeth that just wasn't quite as sensitive to her as others had been in the past. And so basically what ended up happening is there was these things that she had to put in my daughter's mouth to just kind of like make her mouth stay open. And she didn't really, usually when they do that, because my daughter's had it before, they will, kind of let her know, okay, we're going to put these in your mouth and this is what it's going to do so we can do this. So just like a short explanation, right? And typically when they do that, she's fine. She's like, oh, okay, that's great. And she'll totally be fine with it. Well, this dental hygienist did not do that. She just kind of like stuck them in her mouth and didn't really say anything. And so it really just caught Maggie by surprise. You could tell just it upset her because she wasn't expecting that. And, and I was trying to explain along the way, but it just wasn't quite, it's different from me explaining it than having the actual person who's doing it explaining it. Like that works better for her. And so she started crying. And so I briefly asked him like, hey, can we take a break for a moment? Because obviously nothing's going to get done if she's crying. And this hygienist basically literally got within an inch of my daughter's face, like got right in her face and outright told her, you're overreacting. And there's part of me that was just absolutely shocked that I'm like, okay, here's a little girl who's crying. And the thing is, my daughter, and I mean, I'll be honest, guys, like I hold my daughter accountable for her actions, and it wasn't even like she wasn't having a meltdown. Nothing like that. She's literally just crying because she wasn't expecting it. And yeah, like the audacity of this hygienist, like literally got right in her face and outright told her, you are overreacting. Needless to say, my heckles went up and I went full mama bear on her. Now, again, this was back in February. And basically, I said, listen, I said, you will not talk to my daughter that way. You will not. I'm like, you are going to respect her personal autonomy and not get in her face like that because she is she's a child and you do not do that. And basically, the appointment stopped and we were done. And I'll just say it like that. And, am I playing this? Okay, yeah, I was like, wait, I forgot this was an M. So I then later emailed the dentist, just emailed the dentist who runs it. Because again, my daughter this is the first incident that's ever happened in 8 years. My daughter had been going there for 8 years. And I didn't even like get too upset by email. I just said, hey, listen, this incident happened. I think it would be better in the future if probably this hygienist, if there's a way that maybe this hygienist is probably not the best fit for Maggie. And if we could have a different hygienist the next time, that would be great. Also, it says clearly in her chart that my daughter is autistic and this is how she typically responds. It probably would be, I'm like, I don't think this hygienist read her chart before treating her. And it was very clear considering she did get in her face and tell her she was overreacting. Oh, and then to add to it, when I did tell the hygienist to please stay away from my daughter, do not get in her personal space, she then retorted with, well, ma'am, I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm good at my job. Well, call me crazy, guys, but you're not really good if you make a kid cry. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just me thinking. But anyway, so I'd written them the email and I said, listen, I said, I have no doubt that this dental hygienist is good at her job. You know, she probably does have good experience, but she clearly maybe needs some sensitivity training when it comes to dealing with, or not dealing, but when it comes to treating autistic kiddos, because there's just some things that I think are really helpful. And here's the thing, guys, in my community where I am, so I'm in Wichita, we do have a huge organization that actually does reach out to businesses regarding, you know, autistic sensitivity training. They have trained our police with how to, you know, how to be with autistic people. They teach and outreach to businesses. So it's like, I'm very fortunate that I do live in a town that does have great resources and who are trying to change the narrative on things. You know, I'm very, very thankful for that. And so that's just what I mentioned. And I said, you know, there is sensitivity training, there's this, that would be great. So I kind of was hoping that, you know, that the dentist would respond. And honestly, guys, I was just looking for, you know what, I'm so sorry, that shouldn't have happened. That was really all I was looking for. Because again, we'd been with this dentist for 8 years. We knew that, I mean, they knew Maggie, they knew me. So I figured, you know, this will be okay. Well, the dentist ended up replying, basically saying, oh, well, she was just having a really bad day. And that was it. Like, that was literally it. Like, there was not even a, I'm so sorry. And even if she had said, oh, she was having a really bad day, but you know what? Yeah, that should not have happened. I would have been fine. I really would have been fine. But no, it was just, oh, well, she had a bad day. There was absolutely no accountability for any of those actions. And I was just kind of shocked, to be quite honest. I was just like, wow, like that's what you're going to say to all this is, oh, she had a bad day. I get it. We all have bad days, but you don't take it out on a kid. Like, sorry, I don't think you should do that. So basically after that, I was kind of done. And I told my husband, now my husband, he was livid. He was like, I was trying to stay calm. My husband was livid. And he basically outright said, he's like, Hannah, he's like, there's no way I want to take her back there again. He's like, that relationship has been severed. We're not going back. And frankly, there's part of me that after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm okay with that. There's a lot of other dentists out there. So flash forward now to Monday. I had to give you the whole backstory first, right? So flash forward to Monday. All right. So just a couple of days ago was my daughter's appointment with the new dentist. So the new dentist we're taking her to is actually just a regular family dentist. And he is a dentist that my husband and I see. He's been practicing for probably, 40 plus years, and just kind of a smaller, because the pediatric dentist she was going to, it was kind of one of those very, fancy, they get to watch a movie, very kid friendly, which is great. I mean, I think there's great pediatric dentists out there. So this office, it was, it's an old office. Again, this guy's been practicing for 40 years. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't, it didn't have any of the all new, movies and stuff like that. But my daughter went to him because we're just like, you know what, let's just try it. And oh my gosh, guys, it was absolutely fantastic. And I was legitimately so nervous because this was going to be her first dentist appointment since that incident back in February. And I was so nervous, but oh my goodness, guys, it could not have gone better. The hygienist was so sweet. She was amazing. She was explaining things well to Maggie. It was just awesome. Like, I cannot say enough good words about this. And I really tried to make a point to let them know that I'm like, thank you so much. You really have helped build trust again between my daughter and her dentist, because that trust had completely been broken between her and the last one. So it was just wonderful. And I asked Maggie after, I'm like, well, what did you think? How would you compare? And first of all, it cracked me up because she's like, Mom, they have a way better price box than my other dentist. So of course, points for that. She was just thrilled that the price box was much, much better. But she loved it. And it was so funny because Maggie is so, we work with her so hard to, be more in tune and listen to herself and listen to her body and what her mind is telling her. And it was so funny how she's saying, yeah, Mom, I noticed that she explained things to me very well and I understood them. Whereas the other one wouldn't do that. And like she did, she was so good with like just outright saying that, because yeah, the last hygienist didn't explain. And Maggie had remembered that and was able to communicate today, on Monday, that no, like she explained things and I understood them. And it does, guys. It makes such a difference. So it was, guys. It was just like, for those of you who have kids or who had kids or, are having to advocate for your kids, it is like you just love it when you have those small victories and things go well. And that was what Monday was like. And it was fantastic because it's hard. It is always, you are constantly, I know for myself, and I can't speak for everyone who may have, kids with special needs or anything, but, when you're advocating for your child and whether they have special needs or not, like you do, I know for me personally, I feel like it is a constant battle and it takes so much mental energy, and it can be really tiring, but at the same time, it's like, I'm never not going to advocate for my kid. So it was a great, just wonderful. Sorry, if you guys hear that rustling, it's because Sunny is playing behind my desk. But anyways, it was absolutely wonderful. It was such a good experience. And I really did try to express to them just how grateful I was and just how amazing they were. So good news is found a new dentist. It was successful. And so now we can continue to take Maggie to this new dentist. Or not really new to her, but not new to my husband and I. So yeah, it was great. So that's how Monday started. So already we were off to a really, really good week. So, and then Tuesday was pretty uneventful. I did post my Jada Gem Shop unboxing, which I just think is a gorgeous kit. It is The Child's Bath by Mary Cassatt. And I was really excited to share that with you guys. I just thought it was a beautiful painting. I know it's probably not everyone's taste. Like, I don't know how many people love like American Impressionists, but I do. And I'm super happy to share that. Tuesday, I was fighting a little bit of a cold. Like I was kind of worried. I was like, oh crap. I'm like, back to school germs are finally like rearing their head and things like that. And I thought I was maybe coming down with something, but thank goodness I wasn't. It was just kind of one day where I felt kind of icky. So really I just rested. I read and I rested and I drank tea and just kind of took care of myself. I allowed myself to just not do anything, and it was lovely. So that was Tuesday. And yeah, thank goodness I'm feeling fine. Like I really did think I was coming down with a cold, but even now I'm like, man, maybe a little congested, but nothing major. And then yesterday was really good too. I again got to do, so that's another thing too. I've gotten to do, and I think this just shows you, and this is my excuse, more diamond painting leads to a better week. That's what we're going to say. Because really, Sunny? Oh my goodness. Okay. And that's the thing. I really do think like this week I have been able to do more diamond painting. And I do. I think there's a direct correlation between more diamond painting and having a better week. That's what we're going to say. So if any of you are like kind of worried like, oh, I'm doing too much diamond painting, or it's like, no, you're just making your week better. That's what we're going to say. It's just like, I think last week in my live, we were talking about, and, how I have so many WIPs, and it's just like, no, it's not WIPs anymore. Although Laura with Anxiety Art Adventures, she cracked me up. She said, WIPs lives matter. Which that was really good. I thought that was hilarious. But for me, I'm like, no, we're freeing the art. We're freeing the drills. So that's what I'm going to say. So I just might start a hashtag, free the drills, for all of you who have too many WIPs. No, you don't have too many WIPs. You're just freeing the drills. You're letting them express themselves on a piece of art, right? That's what we're going to say. Hashtag free the drills. Oh my gosh, I really am now. Now I'm like, I have to start that hashtag. I see it all over. It's got to blow up on Instagram. Not really. Who knows? But, yeah. So, yeah, Wednesday was good. And really, yeah, that leads us to today. So, oh gosh, and another thing is we've had another week of just fantastic weather. Oh my goodness, guys, it just makes such a huge difference when I'm not having to fight heat and humidity. My week is just so much better. It just really is. And so that's been really nice. It really is. I'm not going to say too much yet because October can kind of be hit and miss, but typically, it's been feeling like fall weather, and I'm all here for it. Like, we're having this cooler mornings, and it does, there's just something about it, this cooler mornings, and you have, your cup of coffee or your cup of tea, and it's just been lovely. So that's another thing that I think why this week has been so much better, and all that is because the weather, and it's crazy. And for someone, really, I'm more sensitive to loud noises and things like that. I don't really have any kind of texture sensitivities or anything like that, but I do have temperature sensitivities, and yeah, when it gets too hot, it's just really, really uncomfortable, and I just feel like my battery just gets drained a lot faster. So yeah. But so another thing is to celebrate the weather, I bought myself a new blanket. I am a blanket girl. I do love a good blanket. I have them I have them everywhere where you can sit in the house, on the couch or a chair or something. I typically have a blanket. And I tend to go for the really, really fuzzy ones. But it's weird. They can't be a too soft fuzzy. They have to be a certain type of fuzzy, almost like a furry instead of a fuzzy. I know that's where my head is. And we were at Costco this week. My husband and I went to Costco over his lunch break because we had to pick up a couple of things. And which is crazy about Costco. We try to go when it's not busy because I don't know about you guys who have Costco's, but our Costco's always busy all the time. So we figured, well, Monday shouldn't be bad. But then we weren't thinking. We went over the lunch hour. Still crazy busy, guys. But Costco had these blankets, and they were big ones too. They were really big blankets, and they were these fur blankets. And I was all about that. And as we were passing by, I felt it once and put it into the cart. No question. And it's so funny. My husband knows me well enough. No questions asked. He just totally went along with it. He was yep, Hannah and her blanket. So, yeah, got myself a new blanket, and it is absolutely lovely. And I have now put my other blanket that I was using. We have this cedar trunk at the end of our bed that I store, extra linens in and stuff. So that blanket has, gone into the trunk for right now. And then I'll rotate it. I rotate all my blankets around. And so now it's the new furry blanket. And I will say, Sunny absolutely loves the furry blanket. Sunny is, for those of you who may be new or catching up, Sunny is our foster fail. He is a cat that we were fostering and then ended up adopting. And he's just as sweet as can be. And he absolutely loves the fuzzy blankets. And he gravitates towards those as well. So it's actually kind of sweet, guys. It's kind of sad too. Sunny is still a pretty young kitten, and he actually like tries to nurse on them. Like, it's really sweet, but it's like, oh, you don't have your mom. Like, so that's kind of what he's been trying to do with the fuzzy blankets. And it's pretty cute, but at the same time, it's like, oh. Because Sunny, his story is, we have no idea what happened to his mom or his siblings. Like, typically with fostering, if you have a kitten, you're typically fostering more than one kitten because they all have siblings in there together. Sunny did not have any siblings, so we don't know what happened. We have no idea what happened to his mom, what happened to his brothers and sisters. It was just him. And there's very few times where you get like just a single kitten. You typically get like Elsa and Spencer, you get them in a pair, or you get more than that. And yeah, Sunny didn't have any of that. And I also think Sunny's also, I think he's he had to have been the runt. Like, that's what I'm thinking, because he's still tiny, guys. I mean, we got him when, well, again, and they can only estimate, we got him when he was like 6 weeks old. That's what they told us. And I mean, he barely weighed over a pound. And so, oh wait, I almost forgot which, oh, okay. Whoa, I almost put the wrong drill on the wrong symbol. And even now, I mean, he's grown. You can definitely tell. But for what his age should be, he is not that big. He's pretty small. So it'll be interesting to see like just how big he gets, because I don't think he's going to be very big. Like, I can't imagine him being more than like maybe 8 pounds. Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting because he is a tiny little guy. So I don't know. We'll just see. But yes, he is loving the fuzzy blankets. So let's see, coming up this weekend, we have a family wedding to go to. So that'll be fun. And also reminds me, I need to go get them a wedding gift. So that's on my list. I'm glad I mentioned it out loud, because I don't want to be that person who forgets. And it is my husband's cousin, and she is getting married. And so this will be fun. It'll be a chance for all my husband's family to get together. And the great thing about my husband's family is I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a couple of like black sheeps in the family, but not really. And everyone gets along really well, and everyone's just, always happy to see each other. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun family get together. Maggie's kind of excited because really this is the first family wedding in about 9 years. Like, that was the last big family wedding, which was Blake's other cousin. And so, yeah, we all get together for Christmas and Thanksgiving, but there hasn't really been a big wedding. Now, the last wedding was technically last year, but it was a very, very small wedding. It was literally just like immediate family. And that was when my daughter's godmother married my husband's cousin, which was actually really cool. And, they were both, older, had already been divorced prior. So they were just kind of like, no, we just, want to, I think they even went to like the justice of the peace. Like, they didn't really even have like a huge ceremony or anything. So technically that was the last wedding. And again, it wasn't like a big family one, because, they just wanted to keep it like really small and intimate, which I totally get. And so this one, this will be another big family wedding. It's the whole thing, and it's probably gonna go into the evening, and but it'll be fun. And my husband's cousin, she's a nurse, and really sweet. Just and the guy she's marrying just seems like a really super nice guy, and she's beautiful too. So I'm like, she is going to be a gorgeous bride. So I'm excited about that. And it's funny, Maggie actually kind of is too, because yeah, this will be kind of her first family wedding. So she's pretty excited about it. So, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. There'll be more, believe me. So we're doing that. Maggie had a volleyball game last Saturday. It was her second volleyball game, and their team won again. So that was pretty cool. They're just, yeah, she's on a great team this fall. She's really enjoying it. You can really see the growth that she's showed. She's really, she's just having a blast with it and having a lot of fun. And it definitely shows when she's playing in a game, like she just really enjoys the game and the sport. So that's been really fun. So she'll have another volleyball game this Saturday. So that's what will be kind of crazy, is because her volleyball game is like 2 hours before the wedding. And we really don't, and so it's like, it'll kind of be like, we got to go to the volleyball game, then go home, change real quick for the wedding, and then we got to head out. Because the other thing is the wedding, it's in a different town. And it's not that far from us. It's like literally only, maybe a half an hour drive. But yeah, it will probably be cutting it pretty close on Saturday, but we're going to make it work. And yeah, it'll be a busier weekend, but that's okay. That'll be fun. And again, it's always good to see family, and then we'll have another big family get together, at Thanksgiving, because we always do that too. So yeah, so it'll be good. So really, I think that's all that's really going on. I want to know how you guys are. Let me see how long I've been going for. I think I've been going for the right amount of time. Okay, yeah, I try and keep it between 45, 50 minutes. So I hope everyone else is doing well. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. Let me know how, or what piece you're working on. Let me know if you have multiple WIPs. I would be curious, because yeah, I am pretty much up to 12. So I'm getting there. But honestly, I think my goal is, it was funny, I was talking to people on my live last week, my goal is I'm going to at least finish at least one WIP by Thanksgiving. So I'm setting the bar very low, but I think I can accomplish it. So that is the goal, is to finish a WIP by Thanksgiving, because right now I really am trying to be on a no-buy with kits. And so far I've done really well. There's been kits that I've loved that have recently come out, but I'm just kind of like, I don't have to have them. So I've been really more disciplined with just, putting them on that wish list. And so that's kind of my goal for this year too, is really to finish some, because, Black Friday is always so much fun when it comes to diamond painting, because all the businesses typically do something, whether it's Dreamer Designs or Diamond Art Club or Jada Gem Shop or Distracted by Diamonds or Diamond Dots. They have great Black Friday sales too. So I'm really trying to kind of hold off until Black Friday, because I have a feeling there's going to be some really fun stuff going on. So that's where I'm trying to keep my eye on, keep my eye on the prize, right? Now, but that does not stop me from supporting more small businesses. Okay, let me tell you now, because I did want to communicate this to you guys. So for those of you who watched my video last week of the diamond painting self-care box from Pure Bliss Wax Company, the owner of it reached out to me after that video. I was so excited, and she reached out to me, just really sweet about things, but she gave me some information that I did want to convey to you, and that is the release date of her boxes every month is the 1st of the month. So for the October box, you're going to want to look on October 1st, because that's when she'll be releasing them. And then not only that, she was telling me how, you know, each month she wants to make more boxes. So for September, she had 25 boxes. And so for October, she's going to try and have 30 boxes. So that's another thing she's doing is like each month, hopefully the amount of boxes will be bigger. And then what's really cool, because she's partnering with Creations by LEP, which I love her trays. She was like the first, like, you know, trays that I would order. And she and LEP are really collaborating on like each month, the box is going to be different and have like different things in them. So really, you're really getting like kind of a one-of-a-kind box each time, and it's not going to be replicated the next time. So I thought that was so cool, and I really did want to get that information to you guys because I thought that was really sweet of her to reach out and let me know. And I definitely wanted to tell you guys about that because I just do. I can't get over it still. I'm just like, that's such, like, it's such a great idea. And it would be so good for like gift giving or, you know, anything like that. And I just do. I really am excited for her and her business because it is. I think it's just such an amazing concept. And sounds like she's really running with it. And I think that's fantastic. And, you know, we've talked about small businesses before. There's just something so personal about small businesses. And like, you know, if you're helping, like, you know, that's their livelihood. And like when you can support that, it's pretty awesome. And it's just, it's really fun. So yeah, so I did want to get that information out to you regarding Pure Bliss Wax Company and their fun little self-care boxes, which, by the way, as you can see, I've been using the wax and putty and it's been fantastic. I've had absolutely no issues with it. And then the other thing is I started melting the wax melts that she had sent too, and they smell amazing. I mean, they're strong, but they're not like overly strong. Like they just make my whole craft room smell so lovely and just like peachy and good, and it's been great. So I have tried all of her products now regarding the putty, the diamond painting wax, and the wax melts, and I give them all A++. They have been great, and that's because, and I really wanted to share that with you guys because I have been using it for, for a week now, and yeah, it's been great. I've had absolutely no issues, and it's been fantastic. So definitely go check her store out. And I will link it down below too, because I'll be making sure I link my accessories down below. But I think that's it, guys, for today. As you can see, it really is. It's really color blocking and just lines of color blocking. And I think this kit, at least for me, is working up pretty fast. So I'm really excited to just kind of keep trucking along with this. But yeah, please let me know how you're doing. Let me know, again, what you're working on, how many WIPs you have, things of that sort. And yeah, I think we can just end there. So I hope this video brought you some joy. You know me, it always brings joy to me making them. And I will see you guys the next time. Bye.